SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Vaughn.
We want to welcome you today watching this podcast. Kayla Klaus is working our camera today, so Kayla, thank you very much. Today's episode, we want to talk, John, to business owners who are watching this. There's lots of, one of the biggest parts of this whole, industry in Canada is small business owners. Now, there's successful ones and there's ones that are trying to attain success. We want to talk about habits and maybe some habits that you can maybe introduce to yourself as a business owner or reintroduce yourself to make your day go more efficiently, the habits that will help you increase your business. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I always look at productivity and efficiencies and how can you improve, right?
Okay.
Success means trying to do as much as possible in as little time as possible, and to earn as much revenue and whatnot as a business owner, right? So one of the things that I think a very important one, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the use of a calendar, right? And it could be a notebook, whatever it may. It's good for you as a business owner, right? Writing it down or having it on a Outlook or a phone or Gmail calendar, whatever is good for your own purpose, make sure you schedule things in and allocate things accordingly, right? So for example, what is important for you as a business owner? Allocate meetings, allocate time for your personal life. So if you have a set relationship, your wife or spouse, significant other, dinner dates, allocate when you need to go to the gym, allocate when you book time with your accountant.
Because it is true, in life, we're so busy.
Exactly.
If you don't fill out your calendar or know what you're up to for the day sort of is filled on your behalf. And it's not necessarily a good thing in terms of, you're pulled around, emails come in, and all of a sudden you're trying to put out fires and, there's an opportunity over here, but you can't get to it because you're doing this. This idea of managing through a calendar, to your point again, whether it's if you like old school and have a day timer, or you've got an online system, you book in the most important things in terms of for your business, most important things for like health. Because I know we talk all the time about, did you get out to exercise today? Because you need to exercise. If you're a business owner not dedicating time, if you don't write it down, you know what happens. The day gets eaten up.
And it's so important to try to schedule it days or weeks ahead, because throughout the day as a business owner, you're going to get pulled here and there. You're going to get emergency calls, but you need to ensure what's the best use of your time at that given time. Right?
We were at one of those seminars recently, and a gentleman was talking about he preloads. I'm going to have dinner out. This is private time or personal time or family time here. My exercise time Sundays at such and such. That's where I am, and he literally puts it into a calendar. I thought that was pretty powerful because if you don't, it's like the day gets away from you, the week gets away, and you're not being efficient. You're not getting anything done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think the second most important habit as a business owner to be successful is maybe just go to sleep a little bit earlier and get as much rest so that when you wake up, you become much more energetic, much more positive, and you can do a lot more, you can accomplish a lot more.
It is true. They do talk about, getting enough rest. But some people are night owls. You as a business owner, you might say, no, listen, I work the best late at night. The reality is if you could just even try to get up a little earlier in the morning, right? And you do it yourself. I do it sometimes too. It depends on the time of year. But it's amazing what gets done between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 before people get into the office or before the phones start ringing or the emails. So get your rest, but also maybe just get up a little bit earlier.
And during those hours that you're up early, because your mind is very free from all the distractions, you can read and focus on that. Sure. You can go to the gym or have some food, right? And whatever it may be. But just make sure that you actually try to get as much rest, because once you're rested, you have much more energy for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And to your point, it's exactly it. Make sure you get enough rest. You can't burn the candle at both ends and stay up late and then get up early. It doesn't work that way. Your body will tell you. But generally speaking, and I heard this just recently in interviews on some podcast, was that the earlier, if you get up and become a morning person, and I know it's difficult, it happens slowly, good things happen with your business.
Yeah, most business owners, depending on what kind of business you run, but
Sure.
if you're a contractor and you have a couple of crews, it's very important and vital for you to wake up early and set the schedule and agenda for your
Exactly.
crews,
Yep.
right? So that's very important as a business owner. I think the third thing that I think we kind of touched upon is schedule in healthy
Oh, yes.
habits, which is either exercise, and that's so important, right? We've been reading it, we've been kind of practicing it ourselves. Like, and I ask Roger on a regular basis, like, have you gone to the gym or have you done anything?
You know,
in
running, yeah, have you done your weights? Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it may be,
Yeah.
but try to allocate at least 3 days a week or 30-minute intervals to really just get out there and get your heart moving and get your heart going for the,
Yep.
you know, it's really for longevity, right?
And it's actually counterintuitive. If you haven't got into a lot of exercise, the less exercise you do, the less energy you have. The more exercise you do, the more energy you have. It's just, it's you wouldn't think that, but that's what it is. You don't get tired, you actually get more energy.
Yeah, and every time we finish an activity at the gym, you feel so much better.
Yeah.
You're much more positive, you have so much more, you know, everything is just, you're much more happy,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Because whatever it releases in your body, it gets to your brain, right? So
Yeah.
it allows for you to feel better.
What's another good habit, John?
Looking at really the big picture. So if you really think about a business owner, right? Just allocating, I guess if you're a salesperson and you're a business owner and you go out to meet customers, if you are able to schedule things more efficiently, where, you know, if you have appointments in Brampton for X amount of hours, if you can schedule things in where you can get more appointments in that area,
In the same area, yes.
it will save you time.
If you're watching this as a video, either this podcast as a business owner, you could be anywhere in North America, but the bigger the city, the more traffic you have. And if you're dealing with traffic, you have to be efficient. So if you're in a neighborhood, or if you have a service-based business and you're already working somewhere, try to, as you say, John, be more efficient and look for more work while you're in that neighborhood. There's no point in traveling 50 miles or 100 kilometers one way and then, oh, you're going over here. That use of your time and energy and wasting gas, etc., there are better ways to schedule. So
Schedules.
good habits are better scheduling.
And another thing about that component is if you know and you need to buy inventory for a certain project, and you know next week you're gonna need that same kind of product, try to buy in bulk or buy in wholesale and store it somewhere so that you save a trip
Yeah.
to the local hardware store.
Yeah, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting to a job site and go, oh yeah, I don't have the such and such. Well, why isn't it on the truck? Or why didn't you bring it? And you really as the business owner, you need to be sort of the conductor of your team. So you're conducting and maintaining to make sure, hey Joe or Susie, if you're gonna go here, we're doing this next week, so make sure we put that on the vehicle, or make sure we've got our supplies for it already for next week. Saves time, and you know, time is money.
Exactly. And you know, just going out there for one job might not be the best use of your time, right? So if you can schedule things in, like work around it so that you have multiple meetings at a certain time or so there's a certain location, it'll save time overall, right?
So you're using your calendar for sure to plug in the most important things, whether it's for your exercise or whether it's for strategy sessions for the business, but set it and then do not waver from that, and don't get sidetracked from other things in life that can draw you away from it.
And I think the last thing that really you need to focus on is technology. Technology can be very time consuming for some. And as a business owner, you need to know when to use it for your business and when to kind of disconnect.
And how to use it. Yeah.
And how to use it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's true, because it's there. It makes us all so efficient, but it's so distracting.
Exactly. So getting emails, getting calls, getting news feeds, whatever it may be.
Yes.
There's so much real time going on right now when you're in an appointment or when you're in a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a dentist and you're seeing a patient, how would the patient feel if you're checking your phone throughout that appointment?
It keeps buzzing or something.
It keeps
Well,
buzzing.
yeah, you can't have
Exactly. How focused are you really?
So true, yeah, so
Right.
true.
So,
So the idea of, best practices, I like the idea of course, use technology, but also schedule, whatever it is, do it the day before, the night before, so you've got your plan laid out for the day. But this technology thing, and we all have it, there's billions of devices out there, you can check it right away, but what if you delay a little bit to get your day underway? Or you see things come in but don't react to them, get to them after you've gotten I guess you kind of work your plan, right? Plan it first, work it, and don't get distracted.
and there's a lot of great uses of technology, right? So there's a lot of software out there that can automate some of the processes, right?
Yep.
So if you have a huge team, Trello would be great. Or there's certain, software for bookkeeping that can really help you with
Sure.
QuickBooks and just stuff like that, or time management stuff, right? Or shared document stuff.
Yes.
Email could be used for it could be a great use and tool as well.
It
but
is so
it's when
efficient.
it's how you use it,
That's
right?
right. And don't let it use you, I guess that's it. Because
Exactly.
all these are great, money-making, time-saving, but if you let it come at you from every angle, nothing gets done.
Exactly.
So,
It's like when to pick up a phone call, right?
Right.
It's like if you're in a meeting, do you want to take up a phone call, or how urgent is it really?
Exactly.
And when you get an email, like prioritize
Exactly.
accordingly.
So habits of efficiency, habits for health, habits for a successful business, so that you can stay healthy and you can maximize, the hours spent every day.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Roger. That was
John,
great.
thank you for those tips, and thank you, Kayla, for working the camera today.
Thank you.
See you again.